Views and opinions of the host and guest do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Uber Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to Uber Radio Network.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie. No man is obsolete.
You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning pages.
You're a bug, Mr. Wordsworth, a crawling insect. An ugly, misformed little creature who has no purpose here, no meaning.
I am a human being.
You're a librarian, Mr. Wordsworth. In books and 2-cent fines and pamphlets and closed stacks on the musty insides of a language factory that spews out meaningless words on an assembly line. Words, Mr. Wordsworth, that have no substance and no dimension, like air, like the wind, like a vacuum that you make believe has an existence by scribbling index numbers on little cards.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
Welcome to Political Truth Radio. Prepare yourself to be informed.
And welcome, everybody. Got a little reverb there. Sorry about that. Wow, we're ready to go for our inaugural weekly show, which I'm a little tongue-tied tonight. What can I do? I'm still shaking off rust. You got to give me a break on that one. And I want to welcome my co-host, Jennifer Wheeler. Jennifer, how the heck are you?
Oh, I'm good, Brian. How did you enjoy your week?
Well, it's been different. It's been stressful, I guess. You know, I've been paying close attention to the news and everything going on, and wow, the stress is amazing, you know, that you get when you actually are awake to all this stuff and pay attention and know what's happening to the people, to everybody, and to yourself, to your kids, you know, all your relatives. You know, you look at this stuff and you look at what's actually going on and pay attention, and it's scary. It's no wonder so many people bury their head in the sand.
Ooh, everyone's got to live an ostrich.
There's a lot of ostriches around. So how was your week?
You know what? Honestly, I kind of had a blast. I believe it was Friday. We had some friends over, and I have a projector for a TV, and watched the World Series. And I'm a dork because I live in Missouri, so, you know, one of the teams playing was the Cardinals, and we're like, "Go Cardinals!" You know, one of our players broke, you know, like 2 bats in a row. It was just awesome. But I'm sure Alex Jones wasn't very happy if he was watching the game, because he was against the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, you just want to brag, don't you, for everybody in Texas that's listening. Sorry.
A little bit. I just want to call them and say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
You're just mean, that's all. But, you know, we better jump into this, because we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight.
Oh, do we ever.
And you know what I have to start with? I have to start with
I'm
one.
all ears.
Yeah, I know you are. We have to start with one of my biggest pet peeves in the whole world, and that is blatant stupidity. Not ignorance to things. You know, everybody's ignorant to some things. I'm completely and totally ignorant to brain surgery, for example, and probably a million other things. But blatant stupidity of, you know, I refuse to learn, I refuse to listen, I refuse to do any homework, I refuse to find out what exactly is going on in the world, I refuse to look at anything objectively and realistically. That is my pet peeve, one of my biggest pet peeves. And I have been seeing it and dealing with it all week long. And it's been driving me absolutely bananas. And you know, I have a little audio clip that I took out of a video that I want everybody to listen to. And I want everybody to listen to these people that were interviewed in this video, because they drive me absolutely crazy, because they refuse to use any brains. Their head is nothing more than a hat rack. And I just have to go here first. So it's necessary for me. I can't help it. But I just have to. And I'm going to play this for everyone to listen to. And, you know, it is a video, so you're not seeing it, but you'll get the point, I think, when you listen to this. So check this out.
You have the sign?
Do you disagree with it?
That he's Canadian? That he's not American? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we're saying, we're asking the question.
He was born in Hawaii. That is a state of the United States. He is born here legally, and he is an awesome president.
Is he a Keynesian?
No, absolutely not.
It's possible. I mean, I'm not going to go and judge people. It doesn't matter. Alright, maybe it would matter on his views on things, but, like, most of us come from, Ireland, Germany, Italy, most of us come from different countries.
Until there's proof to the contrary. Could it be...
What proof do you want? He gave you proof. He was born in Hawaii. What proof do you want?
And you think that establishes that he's definitely not Keynesian?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I mean, you people are trying to make something out of nothing.
I don't really see how it's relevant to his presidency. It is important, but it shouldn't be the only thing looked at.
It's stupid. And that's what that sign is, stupid. And Americans, I'll tell you what, hopefully on November, that people are going to know that most Americans are not stupid and don't buy this.
I don't know what his economic policies really are, personally, so I can't really answer that question.
It's hard to know until we have proof one way or the other, right? Yeah.
I thought you said Kenyan.
All right, I had to play that. No, it just shows that people don't think. People don't look at anything. They believe everything they're told. Somebody says something and automatically it's got to be right. Do you find that a lot, Jennifer?
Yeah, willfully ignorant is the term that I use.
That's a good term. I like that. I should steal that once in a while. Well, and that leads me directly into another thing that came out today. And if you're in the chat room, take a look. I'm going to post a link right now to it. And it's a story that came out on the Blaze. And click on that link and go check out the video. And basically what it is a zombie killing video. But all the zombies are basically stupid Republicans, and everything they say is wrong and horrible and stupid. And then there's a few Democrats there that are murdering the zombies, which really is crazy. This whole thing is just nuts. I mean, it's not okay. It's okay if you disagree with some people's policies, but if you disagree with others, then you're a racist, you're horrible, you're nasty, and you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander in my book. Any more comments?
Wow.
Any comments on the stupidity?
Honestly, I mean, I guess I could go on about that, but how much could you really, constantly beat down the bush on that one? But that particular video, the zombie defense, it just, I wouldn't say I'm amazed, but I'll be honest, I'm really not. There are consistent attempts, and I say attempts, but they're really not. They're actually very successful in making people desensitized. It's a way of farming people. It's a way of teaching the American people, even against your neighbor, that if they don't agree with you, well, it's okay to kill them. I mean, that's what we do to all the other countries anyway.
Absolutely. We didn't agree with Libya, did we?
No. And we'll get into that one actually in a bit.
We are going to get into that one in just a bit. But I think first maybe what we should hit is the TSA. What do you think? TSA? Sound good?
Let's do that one first.
Oh, wait. Before we get into the TSA, I want to let everybody that's listening know we have a call-in number. It's 608-254-9294. And you can give us a buzz here and join into the conversation. We'll link you right in, and you can have a chat with us if you have a question, if you have a point. Let's say you went over and watched the video we just linked, and you want to comment on it. You want to comment on anything we've said. You want to bring up any subject you want to hear talked about. Then give us a call. Again, that number is 608-254-9294. 888-866-9494. And you can call us up and we'll get you in. All right, off to the TSA, Jennifer. Now, I know. Yeah, you talk about stupidity. We're talking about the TSA, which is the epitome of stupidity. And I say that in a lot of different ways because it's not just the government stupidity, it's the people's stupidity. And I have to say that because, and I mean that in general, I'm not pointing the finger at any specific person anywhere, but we have allowed this to happen on a false premise. Okay? And we're going to do a big show on false flags coming up in the very near future, but a false flag operation is something that's bad, that you use basically to scare people so that you can get your agenda passed, is basically, in a nutshell, what it is. So the TSA is part of Homeland Security, which was born out of the Patriot Act. Okay? Remember that under George Bush, the Patriot Act, and basically what we did, what the false flag was 9/11, was the false flag conducted by our government. And hey, if you disagree with that, call us up. We'll talk to you about it. But there's a lot of evidence there. It was a false flag conducted by our government so they could get this Patriot Act passed. And once they got the Patriot Act passed, it basically is ripping through the Constitution and our freedoms, and we're losing more and more every day. And I wanted to talk about the TSA, which is the Transportation Security Agency, for those of you who don't know what TSA stands for. Now, I will give them credit because they did do one thing right that I've seen so far. The one thing they've done right, there was a lady by the name of Jill Filipovic, and she was traveling on an airplane, and she had a personal sex toy in her luggage. Okay? And whatever, it's her business, that's cool, that's fine. But when she arrived at her destination and she opened her suitcase, because the TSA went through her suitcase, she found the typical slip of paper that says the TSA went through all your stuff, and which, of course, as most of us are aware, is a complete and total violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. So there we go. We're giving up more and more rights by allowing them to do this in the first place. But she found on this piece of paper that an employee, now the gender or the name of the employee has not been released by the TSA at all. They won't say, who it is or anything else. But this person took the official paper and wrote on this paper, "Get your freak on, girl." Because of the sex toy. Yeah. So, these people are pushing the line every day. It gets worse and worse, but the TSA luckily came through, at least on this one, and fired the individual that actually did this. So that was a little breath of fresh air with the TSA. Another thing, being Halloween was last night, and this goes on to talk about the loss of our liberties, the loss of the Constitution. The Department of Human Services, under Homeland Security, of course, last night were setting up checkpoints on the highways. Now get this, to keep our kids safe for Halloween. Now does...
I don't know about you. I mean, just as a side note, but I generally don't take children trick-or-treating on a highway.
No, and I don't know anybody who does. And in fact, my youngest son went trick-or-treating last night, and he didn't go anywhere near a highway. So, honestly, what this is an excuse to further destroy our rights as Americans and, invade your privacy. Because basically what they're doing You know, they have these checkpoints are set up all over. The TSA